Welcome to this interview with Manthrax at 8 Garden. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Very good.
That's good to hear. I wanted to ask a bit how it's been with Disorder over these years. How it was, I guess, the shift further back when you went from just DJing for yourself to doing these organizational things. How did it change?
It was very quick because I started DJing when I was 15, and when I was 16 I did my first night. So I've been DJing for 20 years and promoting for 19 years. So it was really one package. So yeah, I started very young. Disorder actually started in 2000. So 24 years now, and I took it over in 2005. And I've never looked back, never stopped since then. Always promoting, mainly techno, and it's been really good.
So your promoting was begun around 2005 or even before, maybe you were doing stuff like this?
No, not really. When I was 16, I just wanted to do an event. I had no idea what I was doing. It was very different back then. There was no social media.
That's what I was getting at. I was about to ask you, how has the scene changed? Because you've seen almost 20 years of promoting. How has technology affected?
Generations go by. I mean, back then we used to issue tickets by hand. We used to go around schools, hotspots like White Arrow and this and that. Nothing was online. There was
Just say it would be like word of mouth. You go and you tell people about it.
There's flyers. I was still in school, so you're still in it, you know. So very different from what we do today, which is everything on social media, online tickets, everything. So it was completely different. Definitely, yeah.
Did you find like that it was easier now than it is then, or?
For me, in a sense, it was easier before because I was younger. I was a teenager, basically, so I was, in it. And now I'm older. I have a family. I have a job. So it's difficult more to balance everything. So I found it easier to promote before, and the scene was much smaller. So within techno, maybe we were 4, 5, 6 promoters. Disorder, Cubic, back then you had Fact, Fuse, not a lot of competition. So there was competition, but it was a small scene. Today you have hundreds of events, in a month you might have 10 events all within the same genre. So it's very different.
The amount of events was not always like this in Malta. There was a lot less free. Because for me, who's maybe only been going out like 7 years, 6 years, I always saw it big. But what was? I'm curious because I think there's other people who don't know how things changed. Like, what was it like a bit before?
Things changed a lot. I mean, before I think events had a bit more significance because even we didn't have the amount of headlining DJs visit as we do today. So if a certain DJ was coming, it was a big thing.
Special.
People traveled less, so today, people travel, they go to festivals, they listen to everyone. So before, if you have like a really good DJ coming, everyone was super excited. I remember like the first time that artists like Lego Velt came, Vitalik in his peak, and Neil Landstrumm, and these iconic artists, it was a big deal. It was a big buzz everywhere. You can feel it. So it's different. Maybe I'm a bit nostalgic, but it's different than what it is today.
Maybe now there's a bit more of that. There's a lot of it.
There's more choice. There's more events. Basically, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just more events.
Now, I guess to go a bit more into you personally, like as an artist, a DJ, rather than just the event. You say now you have more responsibilities, family, work, all this. So when you were younger, what is it that motivates you? As you grew older, still to keep within music, doing stuff.
It's part of me. I love music, techno, house, and I can't imagine stopping, to be honest. As long as people keep coming to the events, I'll keep doing them. It's part of my life. I don't do it for the money. There's not a lot of money to be made for small events. Same with DJing. I've been DJing since I was 13 years old, really, but in clubs since I was 15. So I as long as I can, I won't. I'm not planning to stop anytime soon.
Completely, yeah. Like it's like you have the energy that you just started, and it's never gonna change. You know.
No. I don't know what will happen in 5, 10, 15
Oh,
years.
yeah,
time.
knock on wood. Or,
I'm still quite passionate about it. If as long as I enjoy it, I'm gonna keep doing it
nice.
for sure.
I guess just to close it off, the like one cliche question: if you had to see yourself, 15, 16, doing the first two promotion when you were just getting in it, what would you like time travel yourself? Something like an advice, mindset advice, or something.
In the beginning, maybe I was a bit naive. Like told you, the first event I did, I had no idea what I was doing. I just emailed some agencies, booked 2 DJs which I liked. I had no money. I borrowed the money from my father. Never paid him back because I lost it all. It takes. I mean, I wouldn't change anything because you learn through experience. I wouldn't really change anything, to be honest. No, I mean, I always booked only the artists which I wanted to book. I never followed trends or whatever. I always did what I wanted to do. So far, for the most part, it worked out because 19 years running a techno night is not easy to keep it going for 19 years. So I'm quite proud of that, to be honest.
No, it's a great achievement, and to remain relevant and to keep evolving throughout all these years, it's not just a flash in the night. Like you've been able to adapt and keep it sustainable.
Yes, while keeping the identity of Disorder, booking just quality techno artists, especially now with all this crazy new music going around and trends and fads. I've never really.
So you think your selectivity is important, kind of, because people know like that you are quite selective.
Yes, especially now with all this new music, and the scene is sort of gone in different directions. I speak to a lot of people who appreciate that Disorder is still there, even though we do 4 or 5 nights a year only. It's still there and it's still pushing proper quality underground techno, and the crowd that comes is a very good crowd. So that's why I keep doing it, to be honest.
You got a strong identity really as a community.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for doing the interview, Manthrax, owner of Disorder.